Hey everyone, the new Chinese heavy tank tech tree line is now out featuring the rocket booster mechanic. And in this video, we're featuring the Tier 8 tech tree tank BZ-166. So let's get started with the setup. I'm using the same crew that I used for the Tier 8 premium BZ-176. So bond leader, rapid loading, steady aim, snapshot, run and gun, 6 sense, situational awareness, armor angling, and track mechanic. For equipment, I'm using advanced loader gun stabilizer, advanced reloader. You can also choose traction system or optics for the third equipment. And I'm using 3 large consumables, repair kit, med kit, and food. Let's look at the armor model of the tank. In short, I found the premium tank's armor more reliable, especially the frontal armor. The tank has, I would say, okay armor for a tier 8 tank, but you do get penned by premium of same tier when they choose the mantlet. You don't have raw armor in the hull, but does have angled armor with 140 upper plate as well as 100 lower plate. And the sides are 100 as well, which is the same as the premium tank. But the frontal armor, I found it's more reliable for the premium tank compared to this tank. And it has an okay armor as, it is a tier 8 heavy. You don't have any armor when you're facing tier 9s and 10s anyway. And at tier 8s or facing lower tiers, it's enough to bounce, but just have to be careful of the premium shells. Looking at the modules, the engine's at the back and the fuel tank up front. Ammo rack is in the middle as well as in the turret, pretty standard. And then we have a driver that sits below, and then 3 guys that sits in the turret. So let's look at the stats. This is the stats after I have already equipped with the crew and equipment. Forward speed of 30 kilometers per hour. And a power to weight of 14.53. So the tank does have better power to weight than the premium tank. However, it has worse terrain resistance for medium ground. Has 4 rocket boosters available that last for 10 seconds. And you have a cooldown of 4 seconds as well, same as the premium tank. 1500 HP, 50 less than the premium version. And 28 degrees of hull rotation, which is also less than the premium. And another thing that I noticed I found it a bit odd that this tank also has 30 meters burst view range. The base view range is 350 for the tech tree, 380 for the premium. But since I'm not running copies, I could boost up to 407. The tank offers 10 degrees of gun depression. The DPM is slightly better than the BZ-176, but we do have to keep in mind that this tank has lower alpha. It is a 420 alpha compared to the 600, but it does have higher pen. So you get 221 pen and a 270 heat, whereas the premium only offers 208 standard and 80 AT. It also has AT that has 61 mm penetration. The ammo for standard also has better shell velocity of 1000, and the heat is also acceptable. It is 50 for the caliber that we have at this tier. Both these tanks, they don't have the best base accuracy, so I was able to get it down to 0.36. Again, because it's a smaller gun, you have better gun handling with this tank, as well as penetration, but you trade that with the alpha. So I would say the DPM difference is so small that the effective DPM for the other tank, when you take into account the alpha, is slightly better. I think I like the premium version better than this tank, just because when I played it, that tank was more consistent and I was able to do better damage. But again, a decent tank, pretty well balanced, not broken, and not weak either. And if you want to enjoy the rocket booster mechanic, then now you have the option. Since the tech tree line is out, you don't have to buy the premium. Let's see how this tank actually performs in the battlefield. So we are in Westfield. It is a tier 10 game. As mentioned earlier, the tank has 4 rocket boosters. And on average, you use 2 rocket boosters to get to that initial position. as tank is very slow without the boosters and takes forever. And your teammates might die or win the battle already if you don't use the rocket boosters to get into the position. And you still have 2 left that you can use for mid-game or end-game engagements. So yeah, really helpful early on because you're a heavy tank. And the rocket booster also very helpful when going uphill as you go at a very respectable speed, as you saw when I was making that first climb, pushing the B line. Already used 2 of my rocket boosters, and I'm just waiting for my team to push to K0. Since they're not there, there's no urgency for me to get there. By the time they get to K0, I'll be in position as well. Even though the tank has not the greatest accuracy or aim time, but however, with all the equipment that I have, it is respectable gun handling. As long as I'm stationary, I don't have to fully aim either, and the shells go where I am aiming. They go in the middle. They don't just fly left and right. As long as as long as I was stationary and taking my time to aim, even if I'm not fully aimed, the gun is not derpy for its caliber. Put a shot into the 416 and regenerated. Put a shot into that as well. As you can see, pretty accurate gun. The only problem that I have with this tank is the DPM. As you struggle to do high damage in this tank, it isn't a Tiger 2 where you have crazy gun handling with premium APCR and you pen every shot you fire. And it isn't a Paladin either, which has a crazy base DPM of 2600 damage. So doing damage in this tank is, you have to work really, really hard for it. You won't have that consistent, or every other game won't be like a 5k game like you can have in Tiger 2 or Paladin. But the tank still offers the unique rocket booster mechanic. The only line, of course, we have the premium tank to have that mechanic. So it is fun for a heavy tank and does have 10 degrees of gun depression. And for those who prefer alpha, this tank fits their playstyle. It's a mixture of 10 degrees gun depression and 420 alpha, less than the premium. J-Pan troubleshooting, put a couple shots into him, and this is where, if I had the premium tank, I would have spotted him much more easily because there's a 30 meters of view range difference. 350 I feel is very less for a tier 8 tanks. Even now we have like other tanks. I think even the IS-3 used to have 350 and their view range was buffed. And maybe they'll change it for these tanks as well. 2400 damage. So far I've penned most of my shots, or at least hit, except the last shot on Rhino. Pushing forward as our team is going towards the artillery. And they have 2 tanks in the middle. The bloom was pretty big, but I still hit where I was aiming. I was able to hit the tank and pen him. And this here is my mistake. I went for a track, or on the lower side. I should have hit the side of the tank rather than like the bottom half, because what happened was I hit the track when there was no armor behind and missed the shot. Again, rushed a shot here, missed him again. It is AP shell, and as I said, the shell velocity is decent, 1000, but it is not as fast as what I'm used to, which is 1500. But once you get kind of used to it, shell velocity isn't really an issue. Another misplaced or rush shot ended up hitting the track. I have the entire side of the tank, but I hit him at the spot where, unfortunately, no damage. Third time is the charm, and finally, penned Chisel. They're winning 10-4. And the Object 416 gets spotted, who I shot him earlier. Again, quick RBRT, and ended up penning him. The gun handling is very nice, much better than, let's say, Rhino. Chisel going for his team, and another shot. They'll have 2 rocket boosters available. However, the remaining 2 tanks are Mouse and Yak Panther. Don't want to push into them because if they see a tier 8, we all know what will happen. They'll just push me. However, now I felt that our tank destroyers were close, and I can close into Mouse as I can take a shot from him. And once the opportunity presents, I can flank him. Waiting for a teammate to close in. As I said, if he's shooting, especially if he's shooting premium, I won't survive Not to mention I don't have the DPM anyway. My goal was to do as much damage, at least 2 pens. So now pushing forward. As you took the shot, nice side shot here onto the mouse. The tank does have better penetration. 270 is decent enough heat penetration to fight tier 10s. However, mouse angling making things difficult for a poor tier 8 tank, and probably my pen low roll as well. So 400 damage. That's it for this video. Let me know in comments, are you planning to grind this line? Are you looking forward to it? Are you already at tier 8? And what's your experience? So that's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.